Hello, Internet! Thank you for joining us. Welcome. What is happening?
He's going to the ladies' room. I was like, you think
That's a live television. This is a professional production.
Hey, at least we're actually on
We
time.
had so long to pee before we started this.
We're on time, though. We are on time.
We're on time.
Nope, that's not the
Twitch
app.
Anyway, I don't know that we're live on Twitch.
So this might not even matter.
This is not showing up.
According to my app, no, we're not.
Hey!
We're streaming something.
We're streaming something. Oh my god, this whole operation is quickly falling apart. Anyway, I am Matt. I am your host and Dungeon Master. As always, thank you for joining us for episode 9 of Tabletop Legends.
Almost to the double
You know
digit.
what that means? New record!
If we get canceled for the double digit, I'll be very upset.
We have set the record for most episodes of Tabletop Legends ever to exist at number 9.
Beat that, Star Wars.
Yeah. Sorry, Dad.
Yeah, one film away from being 10. I don't know.
Where were you going with that?
This is terrible. Okay. I am joined, as always, by my extremely distracting cast as we continue our 5th edition Dungeons & Dragons campaign in a homebrew setting. I would like to give a quick shout out to all of our sponsors. Shout out to Proficiency Bonus for hosting us on their Tuesday night slot. Shout out to Proficiency Bonus's sponsors, Streamlabs, the Twitch affiliate program, Many-Sided Dice, and Team MZ, who support small streaming networks and small streamers like us. And I would like to give a special thank you to Tabletop Legends, presenting sponsor, the 8th House and Marble Moon Studio. Independently and ethically sourced witchy lifestyle and home goods shop. You can find them online at Marble Moon Studio. What?
We're dead.
Oh, come on. Oh,
We're
no.
recording, but we're dead.
Great. Now they can all hear this. No
My
pressure.
internet. It's my internet.
Internet's out.
Oh, great!
Oh. Nobody's on the
Hey, we're back!
Hey!
Somebody in chat says, "That's it. I'm turning this damn bus around."
But wait, we're back.
Here we are. Christ.
Just go. Let's just go.
Let's just start the episode! Screw it at this point!
Go. We've already said all the sponsors. Marble Moon Studios.
I see you holding your face. We're live.
We are live.
Let's go. Okay.
Alright,
Shoot it.
let's go. We gotta get through. We got 3 hours of episodes to get through before the internet
Somebody in the audience says they're wearing the same shirt as Curtis. So.
Oh, that's
Nice.
probably fair.
Oh, one thing we can't start. One thing I do actually have to do. We put a thing up on Facebook, on social media before. I'm reiterating now. We're doing the same thing as last week. The viewer incentive super challenge festival 2019. It's been a long day, boys and girls.
There will be a bitch.
If we get 20 concurrent viewers during tonight's stream, we'll be keeping an eye out for that. We will raffle off a Tabletop Legends Magic AF mug. We're gonna keep doing this until we make it happen. So if you are currently watching,
Just do it.
Will we
spread
get
the word.
20 viewers? Will the stream stay online long enough to get 20 viewers?
Spread the word. Tell your friends, tell your mom, tell your aunt.
Tell your weird uncle.
Just shout it at your neighbors.
As I said before, just go into your local Walmart.
Get rid of
Tabletop Legends!
Let's get rid of this mug before we die in the storm.
Yeah. So, mug. That was it. That's the last thing I had to get through. Let us begin. Because it's about to get tense.
Yes.
We rejoin the party late in the night on 10 Leaf Fall. Nope. No, we don't.
Nope. Good start.
We rejoin the party. That was last week's intro. We rejoin the party deep within a recently unsealed Dwarven Crypt, where they have delved to the lowest reaches, searching for the source of an undead scourge terrorizing the small town of Stone Mill. A wretched, cycloptic creature with telepathic abilities and unstable sanity, in possession of a crooked wooden wand, seems to be the answer to their mystery. With the creature The party have also discovered the young girl for whom they have been searching after she was kidnapped from her home by one of the undead. She is filthy, but otherwise appears unharmed. A strange kinship of some sort between child and deranged monster seems to have developed. After a brief and largely unhelpful attempt at reasoning with the creature, which ended abruptly after its paranoia and madness overwhelmed it, and it began a psychic assault on the party, whispering dark fears and personal secrets into their minds. The battle begins.
I'm pissed.
Roll initiative.
Yeah.
Echo, roll initiative.
But before this, do we have the golden?
Oh yeah, you guys golden D20?
That would have been too much to ask for.
I have it for Brahms
I
stuff.
believe. We sure about that? Oh yeah.
Yes.
Kel had it for magical screaming
Yes.
the week before. Echo, roll initiative. There we go.
Forgot about that.
Me too.
Sorry, my bad. Let me get that Castlevania track going on.
Alrighty. So, 25, 20.
22.
22.
20.
21.
Also 20.
20.
21.
21. AR.
This is a lot better than we did last time.
20 is
And yet again, it's race for the body.
and Osrius.
Yes, sir.
Let me roll for you guys.
All properly
Don't tell me.
fueled by anger to this guy.
Oh yeah,
See what his,
I'm
see what his
pretty angry.
initiative modifier is.
What's the worst?
I'd like to smash this eye in his face.
Like to punch his eye out his ass.
Pretty much. That's my goal at this point.
I think that's the title of this episode.
Just saying. Eye puncher.
He punched his eye.
19 to 15.
17.
15.
17.
You
Hey!
send me your last, but you're not like
Double digits!
3.
You're not like 3 or 7.
Welcome to middling
Way to go,
initiative.
guys. I'm so proud of you.
I'm a little salty you guys all got like 20 plus, but like
Well, it won't happen again. It's the initiative will be high, but the roll.
This is our shining moment.
Yeah.
it is.
Before we actually start doing anything, we just react quickly.
And we're all gonna miss every attack.
You
Yep.
react
This guy.
quickly. But not quite quickly enough.
Oh, son
As
of a
the
bitch.
first to act is the creature.
Okay.
Yay.
What
You.
did he roll?
Yes.
He rolled a natural 20,
Oh.
and his dexterity is a +3.
A whole bunch of slurs.
But
in his general direction.
what he is going to do with his turn is he is going to grab the little girl,
Oh no.
clutch her basically to his chest, like in a protective gesture as he's looking at you. And you guys each hear in your minds that rattling, rasping voice of this creature. He says, "You will not take her from me. She is mine. I need her." And
Bum, bum,
that is
bum.
all he is going to do on this turn,
Oh, alright.
as it was his action to grab her. Which brings us to Kel.
Well, that causes a problem.
It sure does.
Well, don't light it on fire.
Is the little
Shoot
girl
his arm
considered
off.
half cover or full cover?
For the purposes of mechanics, she's going to work as half cover.
Roll from each shield.
But you can hit her potentially if you shoot at him.
Well, this is fun.
You got any that bounces?
Alright. We're gonna step up a bunch.
Okay.
And then, You know what, friend? You don't have to worry about how long it's going to be until I lose control. I'm going to cast Gust on him.
Okay.
So he gets to make a strength save.
Alrighty. Which he rolls a 1 on.
So he is pushed backwards.
Okay. How far?
5 feet.
5 feet. Okay.
Into the fire?
Is she coming with him?
He's coming with him. Like I did from
away
from
from
Kel,
him.
so he's here. He moves to this
I
spot.
thought it wasn't in the fire. They're like, oh, well, can we get a hard reset, please?
Jump in the fire.
So there's like this scraping of his clawed feet on the ground as he's pushed back by this gust of wind. But he maintains this grip on this this little girl. Anything else?
Nope.
Okay. Alar, you are up next.
I do know one thing. Something that's not lost to time. How to be funny. I cast Tasha's Hideous Laughter.
Alrighty.
Wisdom saving throw is
12 plus 0. He rolls an 18, so he doesn't make the save. Just check his resistances and make sure. Yeah, okay. He's good there. Alright. Okay. Brahm and Osrius. So, Osrius, you failed that check last week. You guys made a wisdom save. You and Nula both failed it. So you are stunned for this round. But Brahm,
Alright.
you are up.
That's cool.
Okay.
You're basically racked with this like psychic pressure of this creature bearing down on you.
Kick his ass.
So, in my full-on piss-offedness, I'm just like staring at him. I'm like twitching a little bit. And then I just start to mutter to myself, which would be casting Dissonant Whisper.
He fails.
Good. I'm going to cast it at 2nd level. Thus using my last 2nd level, so that's, I believe it's 46 now? Yeah. So he's going to take some damage.
Psych damage.
That'd be 21
21 psychic
points
damage.
of psychic damage.
Wow.
Right into
Okay.
his eyeball.
Wow.
5s and 6s.
Brahm steps up Nula behind you as you're kind of like racked with this horrible pressure on this creature is applying on you guys through his psychic abilities. And Brahm steps up, and you just able, through kind of your stupor, you make out the muttering under his breath. And a moment later, all of you within your minds hear this creature kind of go, and it basically like hugs Mina almost in like a even though he's much bigger, almost as like a child would like hug a parent or a teddy bear for safety. And she lets out, you hear she kind of lets out this like, you're hurting me.
He also has to move this far away.
Yes. So he can only move half speed. Is it on his turn or is it immediately? I think it's immediately. Okay. So he's dragging her. So he's gonna go. That's he can only go back about 10 feet because he hits the wall
Back him up
here.
against the wall.
So he's basically cowering in this corner, just like clutched onto her. And that is your turn. So it's actually the Mina's turn now, the little girl. She is going to struggle against the creature. So you see her like kind of wiggling, trying to get away, and she kind of repeats, "You're hurting me too tight." But she's not able to break free as this thing just maintains this grip on her as it reels from Brahm's psychic attack, which brings us to Walter.
Walter is freaking out. No, you can't know that.
Yeah.
3. Then I'll Hex, and then Ray of Sickness.
Okay.
Next in. So Hex, it's going to be Intelligence.
So that's a 14 total.
Ray of Sickness is a spell attack, but it does have to make a save. On a hit, it must make a Constitution saving throw, which it wouldn't pass. It would be poisoned.
Okay. Well, you gotta roll to hit, right?
I just gotta roll a hit. Yep. 16.
16. Unfortunately, hits Mina.
Oh boy. Well,
So she's gonna make a Constitution saving throw.
she is not hexed.
She is not hexed, and she gets a 15 on her Constitution
Yeah,
saving
she
throw. So I
saves.
think she saves.
But it's the second level, and she just took 8 points of poison damage.
Okay. You basically lance this bolt of sickening energy directly at this creature, who more for the fact that he's basically hunkered in this corner, just with this little girl clutched in front of his body, than him like using her, to try and deflect. It hits her, and you see her in his arm. She kind of like, and she sags. Her eyes are still open, but they go like kind of unfocused. And you see just very shallowly, she's kind of like, as the spell hits her.
And then with the remainder, he's going to use his movement to move closer. So.
Okay.
So, no. Nothing here. I think it's 30 feet.
Okay. Alrighty. So Newly, you are also stunned for this round. At this point, the skeletons are going to both go forward towards... no, actually, they're going to go that way, right at Brahm. So you can get 2 attacks from skeletons. That's a 6,
That does not hit.
and that is a crit.
Oh.
So one of them does hit you.
Oh.
That's going to be for 3 slashing damage. As these 2 skeletons, basically, as soon as you launch your mental assault back onto this creature, the 2 skeletons go and start walking towards you, and run up and basically take swipes at you. One of them missing, the other one clobbering you across the the chest and shoulder. So back to the top of the turn.
Did I tell you what its debuff was for Hex?
What's the
Hex?
debuff?
I believe it was, I wanted to say Intelligence.
Yeah.
You want intelligence? Okay. Disadvantage on int. Okay, so top of the turn, the creature. It turns, let's see, the only one it can see getting close to here is Walter. So Walter, this, as it kind of shrugs off this psychic blast that it took from Brahm, the large green orb of its eye fixes on you. And I need you to make a Constitution saving throw.
Is it against disease?
No.
Save cause. I probably failed that. That is a 9.
9 does fail. So this creature turns its eye onto you, and the air between you and this creature almost seems to grow oily for a moment, and you are struck with this nauseated sensation, and your skin turns pallid and necrotic, where its gaze like beams onto you. You take 9 necrotic damage. In your minds, you all hear it kind of continue to just rant, getting less and less coherent. No, you will not stop me. I am so close. I need to know. I need. And Kel, you're up.
So I'm going to move closer. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And can I hold an action to assist someone with pulling Mina away?
Okay. So Kelly, like run up. And kind of get as from this distance, you see that Mina's skin has this kind of grayish greenish cast to it as she's been struck by this magic when Walter tried to shoot the creature. But she does still appear to be lucid. She kind of looks in your direction as you approach. Alar, you are up.
Another wisdom saving throw. I'm gonna try. Tasha City's laughter again.
It rolls a 10 that time. I believe it fails.
Yeah, it fails. And he's dashing to get up there.
Okay.
He will fall prone.
Yep. So he
and can take no. And is incapacitated.
Yep. He as he's like clutched onto this little girl, you come up and kind of the eye turns towards you as you cast this magic out, and in your minds, this sort of like pressure that you had been feeling as it was like assaulting all of your minds at once kind of like eases off, and you hear it falls over and is like clutching at its rib cage. You see like the big eye starts to water as it uncontrollably falls into this like rigor mortis of like convulsive laughter on the ground. So I'm gonna knock him over. And basically, as he lets her go, Mina like slumps to her knees. Okay, Brahm and Osrius.
Well, I'm just going to dash right up here.
Okay.
And that's it at that point.
Okay.
If I'm dashing, that's all I can do.
All right. What are you doing, Oz? Or Brahm?
I'm going to minor illusion a wall coming up right here between me and these skeletons.
Okay.
Hoping these skeletons will be as stupid as they were last time.
Okay. You'll know what they do on their turn.
Okay. Well, the thing is, I'm gonna pop the wall and see if I can run away.
Looks like a wall comes up.
Hoping that they won't take the attack of opportunity because they think there's a wall there.
You move away, and no skeleton arms or swords lash through your invisible walls. It seems you had fooled them.
Hopefully be able to move away from it. Or turn around and punch me in the face. They think there's a wall there.
It is Mina's turn. She does not move. She doesn't seem to be capable of like moving under her own steam at this point. She does mutter something. You see her lips move, and you kind of can make out her voice, but you can't hear what she's saying. It's like barely audible. Walter, you are up again.
I'm gonna walk up to him on the ground here and shillelagh and bash him in the head with the shovel.
All right, roll the hit.
Is that advantage if he's
Yes.
incapacitated? Nice.
This is
It's advantage because he's prone.
Is it auto crit
Okay.
if he's prone?
Is he? What is the status effect that Tasha said he last?
Incapacitated.
Then yes, it is an auto crit. If you hit,
I rolled a 19 to hit.
That will
plus 5. So
definitely hits.
alright, then does it crit with the hex as well? It's whenever I do damage to it, it gets another 1d6. Do I add that together and double it, or do you want me to add that separate?
Add that one separate.
Okay.
Double whatever your damage is, and then add your hex at the end.
D8 plus 3, and then... So 8 points doubled to 16 plus 6.
16 plus 6. Alrighty.
22.
Okay.
Smash the shit out of it with a shovel.
So you basically walk up and you just drop the shovel square into this thing's sternum, and you hear there's this resounding like as something in there breaks from the impact of the the shovel. I believe he repeats his saving throw.
Yes,
takes
and he
damage.
has advantage. Alar is screaming at you. What are you doing?
14. Yes.
That
Okay.
saves.
So as the shovel crushes into him, this kind of laughter all of a sudden is like, which is weird because it's still not like he is making physical gurgling noises, but like the choking sound is still in your head.
Oh boy.
But the kind of the eye regains the sort of vicious seriousness that it had before. It turns towards you once more. Anything else in your turn?
No, Walter completely does not hear anything else. He's singularly focused on this creature.
Okay. Nula, you are up. You got some skeletons.
Can I
There's a wall
run
now.
through my comrades? Like,
You can pass through a space that they occupy. You just can't end in a space that they occupy.
so I'm going to run up to here and grab.
Okay.
I think I can only take one step thereafter.
Took you
I don't think you can take
5,
Okay.
10, 15, 20, 25, 30 to get to her.
Oh, okay.
So you can get there and grab her.
grab her. But
Okay.
there is a roaring, screaming dragonborn
Okay.
who is very pissed right now.
All right. So you basically run up away from the skeletons, scoop the little girl in your arms, and it is the skeleton's turn.
Can I
Um,
heal her while I hold her?
Yeah.
Okay.
As
Because you didn't dash.
because you didn't dash and
Okay.
she's not like resisting you or anything. You just basically just coming up to her, so you can certainly use your action to heal her.
I'll use 2 points.
Okay.
Lay on hands.
Points. And you're 8
As some of the color comes back into her face and her eyes kind of flutter open a little bit. The skeletons, for their part, go ahead and move them 30 feet, like around the far side.
Oh, you shit.
Oh, good.
Towards Alar, yeah.
There we go.
Alright, so Osrius and Alar, both of you
Just
guys.
do it again.
It's a 19 against Alar,
That's it.
and a. That's 3? Sorry.
What?
Math.
No, it's.
I'm a little nervous.
I have to do. I think it's a 16 against you,
Buffering.
but I don't have the skeleton page open right now. I'm pretty sure. It's the only one where I've been like questionable about whether they were gonna
I'm
hit or not.
hoping not. It could be a 14. Maybe. That would be nice.
Oh, there they are. They are.
Skeleton's like, wait a minute. Wait a minute.
That's a 17
wait.
actually.
Oh,
It was worse than I thought. So you guys both take a hit.
Yeah.
Alrighty.
I'll F you.
Oz, you take 8 slashing damage,
I'm not
and
looking good.
Alar, you take 4 slashing damage.
Okay.
As they both
I am
come up and slash at you.
Doing okay.
Got 6 points.
5.
Nice.
So that is its turn, or their turn rather. So from the ground, without getting up, this creature just turns its eye towards you again, Walter. And I need you to repeat that Constitution saving throw.
Alright, I need to do 1 against that and then 1 to maintain concentration.
Okay.
Are you fucking serious? Nope, failed again. And I gotta maintain my concentration.
Watch the F word, sir.
Yeah, that's
I-
2 he's using.
I succeeded at concentration.
Okay.
At least, so.
You do take 12 points of necrotic damage as it turns its eye on you, and there's like just a wave of
We
rot
stabbed his eye. Yeah.
goes through the
Literally
air.
just staring back at it, just
That's what I'm going to try to do.
Stab.
ready for the next
All
round.
right. Okay, Kel, you're up.
Can I try to take Mina from Nula?
Do whatever you want.
I would like to try to get.
Is
Mina
she
from
bigger
Nula.
than him?
No,
Okay.
I think at this
she's not much smaller though, but you can probably carry her. She does not weigh much. Assuming the Dragonborn gives her to you.
Look, we gotta get her out. let her go.
Nula will probably be snarling and very resentfully giving
Okay.
her over and then run.
So I can take 2 steps back after I grab her.
Okay.
And I think it's probably that's my whole turn.
Alrighty.
Yeah.
Do you have her like fireman style?
I mean, I'm probably not big enough for that.
It's a halfling child.
Yeah. So
It's probably the
it's-
only way you would carry her.
Yeah, you're. So she's.
She's
probably-
basically like has her arms around your neck and her
Yeah,
legs
just
like
like
around your
slump-
waist. You
slumped
basically
over,
just
yeah.
have her like this, and you're kind of having to like duck walk a little bit as she is about your size. She's she's a girl and she's a halfling, but as a gnome she's close in size to you. Which brings us to Alar. As Kel, you hear like she's still like weakly trying to mutter something to you.
Taking that step up, casting Booming Blade as he's going to stab the thing, and he's yelling at everyone, "Go! Get out!" And 23.
That definitely hits.
And it is engaged, so sneak attack.
It's also still prone because it didn't get up.
Oh!
Auto crit.
So that's an auto crit. Yay!
It's not incapacitated.
Oh, no. Never mind.
But you do have advantage.
Okay.
So you can
I'll
see if
roll
you crit.
again. No.
Okay.
Still a hit.
Still a hit.
Yep. 8 plus 3. It takes 11 points of piercing damage, and magic takes effect. Go! Everyone, go! Go!
So you are you basically loom up over it, and you bring your rapier up. The eye swivels from Walter to you, and you hear in your mind, just as you bring your blade up, you hear a voice, the voice of this creature in your head, with almost a baleful note in it, as it says, "You are so close," and you drive the rapier into its head, just, and the body gives one sort of convulsion, and all of you throughout the area kind of hear psychically this sort of like, and it goes quiet. Anything else with your turn?
No, other than he's yelling at everyone, go! Get!
Alright. Rom, Osrius, there are skeletons menacing you. It appears that Alar has just dispatched this creature.
Does the thing that he was using to control the dead, is that like floating around somewhere?
There is
visible?
about 1.5 foot long black piece of wood fallen next to it.
Okay. Brom's gonna look at Oz, who's really messed up. Look at the skeletons and be like, "Please continue to be dumb shits," and cast a minor illusion wall of fire, like diagonally
Okay.
between them and the rest of the party.
Okay. Alright, what are you doing, Oz?
Alright, can I grab the black stick out of his hands?
Yeah, easy.
Okay, take it. And,
As soon as you touch it, you feel like a shiver goes up your spine. Ooh. You just get like a chill rolls through you.
okay. Well, I'll just take it, and then I'll try to move in this general direction.
You're going to take an attack of opportunity from that skeleton.
Is it just one if you run
Yeah.
that way? It looks
Yeah.
like it's 2.
No, it's just one, because I can
The-
go over here. Because I was
It's
right
One of them
that's
failed?
the one of them failed. That's the one that
Okay.
succeeded its saving throw. So
Okay.
the other one is like looking
Oh
at
yeah,
the wall
because
of
it
fire.
is. Okay, so I'll take it then.
Okay. That is an 8, so that's not going to hit.
Haha!
I'll just be
Saved
right.
you from one
I'll
one
be-
attack of opportunity.
Thank you, sir. I'll just be right there
I'm gonna miss.
Yeah.
with the black stick.
All right.
Somebody throw his body in the fire.
Oz starts booking it. Okay. So, Kel, the little girl, Mina, she's been like muttering as you're getting her away. She finally like formulates enough of the sentence that you're able to make out what she's been trying to say. As she like clutches onto the back of your robes, seemingly unaware that Alar has killed the creature behind you. She says, "Don't kill him. The bad one comes if he's not here to stop it."
Whoopsie daisy.
Looks like we just picked a whole bouquet of oopsie daisies.
Walter, you're up.
I'm gonna take the shovel blade side and just lop its head off.
Yeah,
Alright.
well, that's
Roll the hit.
that was scary.
That was like thunder.
Pooped a little.
If this is a regular straight attack roll, it's
Stir his body in the
plus
fire.
5 to 12.
That's
Roll
what
damage.
That's what I was gonna do.
It's dead, so I don't think it's hexed anymore.
No.
At this point, so just
Nope, just dead body.
4 plus 3, 7.
You sever the creature's head from its neck.
Skeleton.
Kind of comes off.
Could have mutilated the corpse after we hit the skeletons.
All right. Anything else to your turn? The head kind of.
I'm just gonna pick up the head.
Okay.
Just,
thought you were trying
and
to
then
toast
and then snap back to reality. Like, oh shit, there's skeletons.
Alrighty. Nula.
I'm going to 1, 2, 3, and hit the one that attacked.
Okay. Roll to hit.
Osiris. 15.
A 15 will hit. Roll damage.
That must look scary as hell to this one because it's a big blue
7.
dragon coming out of
7
wall of
damage?
fire.
Alrighty. So you hammer into it. A bunch of the bones, one of its shoulders and clavicles, all like crumble. One of the arms just drops to the ground, basically. But it still seems to be on its feet.
And then she's just screaming, "Get her out of here!"
Alrighty. Okay, it is Skellington's turn. So. Alright. Both of those skeletons. Nula, you see, as the creature dies, there's kind of a brief moment where the skeletons had, like, stiffened up. Almost as if in, like, confusion. And then just have, like, dropped back. But whereas before you had seen them display the coordination that, like, after Brahm attacked the creature, they both beeline for Brahm. They basically, you just see, like, the skulls swivel, and you being the first thing that they lock onto, they just, like, lunge forward and attack. That's an 18 and a 14.
The 18 will hit.
Okay, so one will hit. It's going to be 5 damage.
Okay.
Piercing. As the one closer to me basically rakes you with a broken piece of a very old-looking sword. Alrighty. He's real dead. Kel, you're up.
Did we kill it?
I'm pretty sure he's dead.
It's pretty.
Then we need to leave now.
It's pretty dead.
She says the bad one comes if he's not here to stop it.
Go.
And I'm going to dash.
Okay. Okay. Alar.
Smart, stupid, smart, stupid. Stupid. He's going to rifle the corpse a little bit.
All right.
See if he can find anything. The investigation
Roll an investigation check.
is a 16.
Okay. You find
Half-eaten ham sandwich.
A sense of self.
Is in you,
a small,
Friendship.
what appears to be like a
chewed bubble.
lacquered box, maybe yay big,
Okay.
almost like the size of like a ring box. You're just able to like quick grab off of it. There's not appear to be anything else on the creature directly. It's mostly naked except for just that like horrible loincloth.
Okay, if that counts as my action, my bonus action 10 is to dash.
Okay.
That'll be enough.
Okay. Alrighty, Brahm and Osrius.
I'm gonna quickly turn to Oz and be like, "Throw me the stick! I have an idea. Throw me the stick."
I guess I throw you the stick. I want it back.
So I catch the stick and I point it directly at the skeleton. I just go, "Stop!"
You get the same sensation as soon as you like catch this. You're like your spine tries to like realign itself. You just feel like wrong, but as you like point this stick at these creatures, nothing happens.
Like that back.
Balls. That would work. And then I run away.
Okay.
While dropping me the stick.
I like hand him the stick. Yes.
Please. Thank you.
All right. That's your guys'
I
turn.
thought it was the
Oh, I'm sorry.
skeleton control stick.
I'm just gonna be right by. I'm not gonna take her from you.
Okay.
I'll just be right there. And I'm gonna throw a javelin at this dude right here.
All right. Roll the hit.
Because why not?
Thank
Ooh. That is a 13.
13 will hit.
Oh,
Roll
hey.
damage.
Hey. Good old trusty
Throwing at
javelin.
the one further away from you, right?
Yes.
Okay.
This one right here.
All right. Javelin sails through the air.
That is a 4.
4 damage. Okay.
Does it stick inside of it?
Sticks inside of
I'm
it.
out of spell slots for him.
Oh, well, that's I set you up for nothing. I've lost the javelin while I'm at it. Damn it! Why are you doing this?
I'm out of sex level spells.
Goes through it. It is at this point, from that like air ventilation passage in the rock, where the smoke from the fire had been has been like filtering out of this area. You guys hear
Oh boy.
Oh, we're
And-
out of time.
these two long-fingered, ending in these jagged, pointed nails. The skin is pale, slimy-looking gray. It has the appearance almost of something that has been like drowned and submerged in murky, dark water for a long time. And from this passage, with unnatural, sickly, twisting, jointed movements, a creature unfurls from the from that opening, almost like a spider climbing out of this pit. At first, you can't quite make out the details, as it seems to be like a vaguely rounded hump, which turns out to be like the back of it, and is in fact an ancient, tattered, dirty robe that just hangs in rags and the remnants. And as it turns its head, the neck twisting at an angle that no living creature should be able to produce, to look in your guys' direction, you see that all that consists of the face is a vaguely humanoid-shaped visage with just these two overly large, empty voids that seem to absorb all the light from around it, and a long, supernaturally stretched out, sagging jaw with this gaping mouth that is similarly just an empty void in this thing's skull. It comes down, and immediately, those of you, as it climbs down to the ground here, so everybody in this like sphere right here, every muscle, every joint, your skin, your hair, everything just begins to hurt as this thing it seems to be giving off an aura of just suffering.
Oh my God! It's Amy
Torment.
Schumer.
She might be watching. We don't know.
But yeah, that's what Amy Schumer does on her free time.
This creature comes out of this sort of chimney, drops to the floor, and stands up, and it turns its gaze to those of you within the the vicinity of it, and as its void eye sockets pass over you, you are struck by the sensation that this creature exists solely to cause suffering and agony and to kill. It wants nothing more than to end all of you. And I need
Fun.
Brahm. I need you to make
Just
a
me?
Constitution saving throw.
Just you, buddy.
Boy. Should have taken that.
You do have a golden D20, just so you know.
Let's see what the roll would have been. Would have been a 10, so that's okay.
So +2, so 22.
Yeah, so gold
Okay.
D20.
So you succeed in your saving throw. As for a moment your eyes are just drawn into the hollow eye sockets of this creature, and you feel yourself beginning to grow weak. Your knees threaten to give out from beneath you, but you kind of shake yourself and steel your resolve and straighten up. Mina, for her part, as she's like held over Kelly, your shoulder, she sees this thing start to come out and begins crying and just buries her head in your shoulder so as not to even look in its direction. And that brings us to Walter. And Walter, I need you to make a Constitution saving throw as you start your turn.
Alright.
You do not have a golden D20.
I do not.
Just so you're aware.
21.
Okay, you succeed.
He didn't need a golden D20.
Didn't need it.
So,
Okay, good.
as this thing comes down, you see it turns its gaze towards Brahm, and it seems to try and target some specific focus of whatever this power that it possesses at him.
Is this undead?
It seems to be.
If it is, it would need to make a wisdom saving throw against my spell save DC to target something else. Or lose the spell.
It has not cast a spell.
Okay, never mind. Just in case.
Okay.
But yeah.
But just looking at this thing, even when it's not focused directly on you, you find yourself being like drawn into these bottomless, empty voids of its eyes, and you stagger as your perspective seems to tilt on you, and you experience this moment of vertigo. But likewise, you kind of like pull your eyes away from it, and once you stop looking at it, you find that the sensation fades away.
Okay. I'm gonna quickly bonus action hex, trying to not look at its face.
Okay.
And then I'm going to book it.
All right.
I believe dashing requires my action for the turn.
Yes.
Or is it a full round?
Dashing is like a full round deal. It would
Okay.
eat your action. Yes.
I mean, would I still have my bonus action to
Yeah.
flip that?
Oh yes, you
Okay.
can still bonus action.
Okay, yeah, I'm just gonna dash towards the exit then. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 60 feet.
That's the exit.
Yep.
That's the
And
exit.
just fudging off as fast as I can.
It's good. It's good.
All right.
Once we get out of here.
Nula, it is your turn, and I need you. I guess you're not looking at it right now.
I'm looking at the other thing.
You're looking the other way. So
But would I
Yeah.
turn towards it?
that's up to you. I will
Probably
give you.
would've turned
I will give
towards
you.
it.
Yeah. Okay. Then
Yeah,
go
I
ahead and
probably
make. Go
would've.
ahead and make a Constitution saving throw.
I mean, personally, I wouldn't
Constitution 9.
It's a 9. Okay, so that is a fail. You hear this, the kind of like of this thing hit the ground, and you turn, and just like the others, you get dizzy as everything seems to spin around these two black voids of this creature's eyes, and everything, you get tunnel vision on this thing's face, and
It is, the hex is also intelligence.
are you immune to being frightened at this level?
My defenses are lightning and disease.
Features and traits.
Should be under class traits.
I don't know if you are yet.
I don't think so.
Well,
I don't
poop.
think so.
Okay, I think that's next level.
I believe you are correct.
One of these days we'll level up.
You are immune to disease, not fear.
You are going to take 9 psychic damage as your mind just racks as you're just drawn into this creature. Yeah. So that's all that happens. You just this suffering just washes over you, and you feel physical pain as you look into this thing's face. These skeletons are going to.
Can I not attack it?
Oh yeah, sorry, I forgot. It's my fault. Go ahead. It's your turn.
If you run, you're going to take multiple attacks of opportunity.
She can disengage as an action.
But then I wouldn't be able to.
You would be able to attack or dash.
I will.
But you'd be able to get 30 feet that way.
Yeah, I'll disengage.
Okay.
And
You don't have to go around that.
I don't.
You can go-
1, 2, 3, 6.
All right. So you book it out of there. Okie dokie. Skeletons.
Don't be an ass.
Okay, so they're going to turn and pursue. They're going to both attack against Nula. That's a 6. And a 17, so one of them will hit you.
My armor class is 18.
It's a natural 17, it's got a +4 to hit.
Ah, okay.
Sorry. It's going to be... That's going to be 8 slashing damage. As it breaks into you. Alrighty. Top of the order. Kel, you're up. Oh, no, never mind. Yeah, Kel, you're up.
I'm going to hold my action
Okay.
and say, Oz, take her and go.
Gotcha.
I'm like wheezing. Take her!
I have an idea, but I don't know if it will really matter, but I still have an idea, so I will take her.
Okay.
All the ball bearing in the eye.
No.
Good.
Actually,
I'm out of heat now.
it actually
I'm out of
it
second level spells.
involves
That's what he threw the javelin. And I was
actually involves a trait that I have.
What is your, what's your held action?
I'm going to cast a Scorching Ray.
Okay. If it approaches you guys?
No, once I am
Oh,
not
just
holding
once he takes her. Okay, cool. Alright. Alar, that brings us to you.
So I guess I make that save.
Yes, you do. Make that save.
That's a 9.
That is a failure. You you take 10 points of psychic damage.
I'm down.
He's down.
As you
Brown, pick
so
him
basically, your entire vision just goes black as you're encompassed by the.
Is this a charm effect?
No.
Okay. Had to try.
It doesn't sound very charming.
Well, it is a fear effect.
Okay.
That's why I had to ask her if she was
No,
in fear.
no, that's cool.
All right, so you guys, you see,
it's gonna move.
Alar. All the color goes out of his face as his eyes go wide as he stares at this thing, and it kind of turns its head towards him, and he just collapses. Okay. So, Brahm and Osrius, it is your guys' turn.
Alright.
All right.
Picking up.
Here we go, elf boy. I grab my throw him over my
Alrighty.
shoulder.
Alright.
So you can carry him. You can only move at half speed while carrying him, though.
So I can move
15.
15, so move as far as we can get. Which is like there.
And
Prom is like, go!
and
Pulling a Hanna-Barbera.
Jesus! That should be the title of the episode, Jesus.
I have a trait. It probably won't matter here, but I have a trait called Powerful Build,
Okay.
which I can count
Just
as one size
flexing.
larger when determining your carrying capacity and the weight you can push, drag, or lift.
What is the context in which you are affecting this? It has
Uh,
anything to do with carrying the little girl.
yeah.
You can basically like one-hand her with no issue.
no issue.
She
Like,
weighs very little.
well, it's just the effect of moving with her. Is it still counted as
You are not.
speed?
You will not be impeded by carrying
Okay.
her. No.
So
Because you're huge.
Okay, so I'll then carry her,
Wear as a necklace.
and then can I still then dash just fine?
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, I can get like honestly
Out the door.
Out the door.
All right.
That's
Okay, bye.
Osrius books you.
fine. I have 5 health, and a little girl. I'm fine.
Like she's
Yeah, cradling her.
essentially
I
the
can
size
cradle
of a
her.
newborn
Yeah.
in Osrius' arms, and he just
cradling her
runs
like this.
into
He's like
the
crying.
stairwell.
He's just like,
I do not have a soft spot for that.
Alrighty.
So, good luck, guys.
I have a held action.
You have held action.
We're gonna turn and make eye contact.
oh boy.
All right.
Void contact.
You are far enough away that you are okay.
We're gonna cast a scorching ray.
Can you
Yes,
blow up
you're
that
right.
fire right next to him?
So we'll check
Can't leave me to blow
for
up the
wild
fire.
magic.
Okay.
Please, well, man.
Please do it.
Nope.
Damn it.
Tides of Chaos is in play though.
Okay.
So we'll make 3 attacks. That is a 21,
That hits.
12, natural 20.
The 12 does not hit, but the other two obviously do.
Alright, so the first one is 5 points of fire damage, and then 6, 7, so 18 total points of fire damage.
Okay.
Look at you.
Is that with your double?
Yes.
Okay.
So, the scorching ray fires from your hand, streaks across the room, illuminating this chamber in the orange glow of the fire as it slams home into the front and center mass of this creature. And for a moment, the fire radiates out over it, and its body disappears behind the explosion of fiery magic. But then the first thing you see, the 2 eyes and the mouth come looming out of this fire as it just leans forward.
Just made it scarier, man.
A good portion of the like tattered rags of the robes that had been wearing are like burned away, but the creature itself seems to not really have been damaged that much by the flames.
I don't know why, when you said scorching ray, I imagined just like a flaming Ray Romano flying. Damn for my parents!
Alrighty.
I don't know why, but it's really funny.
So that was your held
That's
action.
good vision.
Taylor was after Kel.
No, that's Kel's held action.
Oh, right,
it was
right.
Osri's turn. It's
Yeah.
it's the creature's turn.
Okay.
There's so many monsters in this dungeon. My parents.
Really?
Oh boy.
Okay.
Title of the episode is Raid Meets the Creature.
Yeah. Scorching ray.
Oh.
Scorching ray, Romano.
Oh no!
It just almost
Better
casually
go over here.
walks towards you guys in this sort of staggering, limping gait. And Kel, it fixes that that stare at you, and I need you to make a Constitution saving throw.
16.
Okay, that is enough.
Ooh,
I'm not afraid of you.
It doesn't make any noise
Rhino?
per se, but you almost get this sense just for a moment in this agonizing radiation of some kind of magical effect that seems to be coming off of it. You almost get this sense of like sick amusement for a moment as you like launch your defiance towards it, as if the the pleasure of the destruction of a foe worthy of truly suffering is enjoyable to this creature. That is all it's going to do on its turn. And that brings us to Walter.
And here's a little active defiance. It's like, don't look at it, just... And then realize it's closer. I'll try to shield my eyes from its face a little bit and then hit it with an Eldritch Blast. So
You can make that attack at disadvantage since you're averting your gaze.
And do you say out loud, don't look at it?
I did, yes.
Okay.
Yell out loud, don't look at it. I got a 16 and a 17 to hit, so it's a 21 or a 22.
Both of those will hit.
Okay. And that's Eldritch Blast, so it would be D10 plus D6 for the Hex. That's what we think it was.
What's her face gave us?
It's going to be 13 points of... So the 10 points of force damage.
10
and
force?
then
Okay.
3 points of necrotic damage.
So the Eldritch Blast streaks forward from your hand and slams into the creature. You see it, part of its chest, kind of caves in and becomes convex for a moment before, crunching back out, but a solid strike. The necrotic follow-up to it, you see a little bit of its already, putrid-looking skin gets a little bit blacker, but the necrotic does not seem to have as much effect as the force impact that the Eldritch Blast did.
I am going to use my move action and get out, try to get closer to the door.
Okay.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm going to stand here by the door so I don't block it. I can't ready any actions, but I'm just,
Okay.
that's all I'm moving to.
All right, Nula, you're up.
Without looking at it,
Hmm?
I'm going to kind of get in between.
You take a bunch of attacks.
You will take 2 attacks of opportunity
Yeah.
if you move to that space. You can do it in such a way that you will take 1 if you just move 1 space over.
Okay.
No, that way.
That
Yeah.
Directly at it.
So you'll take 1 from one of those skeletons, which is a 1, so it misses.
Okay.
It's kind of a clumsy skeleton swipe at you as you just move away from it.
I will attack with my warhammer
All right.
and thunder smite.
Okay. So attack at disadvantage because you're averting your gaze.
That was 18.
An 18.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Because
Yeah.
the other one was a nat 20.
Oh, it still hits.
Yep.
You're getting
What does
roll
your thunder
damage.
smite do?
My thunder smite.
Any other
Spells. Thunder smite adds 2d6.
What kind of damage?
Lightning?
Thunder.
Thunder damage. Okay.
It must succeed on a strength save.
Okay. Give me the bludgeoning and the thunder separately.
Okay.
The strength save is a 6.
So it is not 10 feet away and is prone.
Okay.
So the
Break directly at us.
bludgeoning is 13.
Okay.
That's 6. 9.
Okay.
Thunder Smite.
So you basically walk up, eyes closed, just aiming for the kind of the shuddering thump of its bare feet against the ground. And you just wheel back your hammer, which crackles. And you slam it, striking true right into the center mass of this creature. There is a sound like a mallet hitting a hollow drum as the creature goes flying backwards away from Nula, landing with like a loud thump in the ground. For the first time, it makes a noise as it hits, which is, you interpret as close to a gasp of pain as this odd hollow-faced creature is able to make. It just kind of goes like as it hits the ground, and it lays there stunned for a second. As spam callers try to call me. It looks like that hit did some pretty severe damage to it. The front bears like a crushed spot where your hammer struck it.
Nice.
All right, skeletons. That one's gonna step up. They're gonna take 2 attacks against you. It's an 11 and a 3, so both of those will miss. They're kind of 2 clumsy skeletons.
These are the shittiest skeletons I've ever seen. Fell for that wall thing. They fell for that rock over here for like 40 minutes.
They literally don't have brains.
Yeah.
They're skeletons. Okay, so that is their turn, which brings us to the top of the order, and Kel.
Going to take 2 steps
Oh,
forward.
sorry. I screwed something up here that I
Okay.
should have been doing. Nula,
Yep.
on the end of your turn,
Yep.
you take 5 necrotic damage.
Oh, giddy giddy.
Is he supposed to be making saving throws here?
It has not come back to him.
Yeah,
He's
on my
next in
turn.
the order. And Alar, now it is your turn.
Okay, so-
No,
Or, sorry,
yeah,
Kel.
I'm
Kel.
first.
But he pointed it at him and it threw me off.
I'm going to take 2 steps forward and hold my hand out and hold an action to cast Chaos Bolt at 2nd level
Okay.
when it gets up.
Alright, are you averting gaze?
No.
Okay. Then make that Constitution saving throw.
Can I
it
see
look
its
at
face
him?
before it gets
Yeah,
up?
it's laying on its back. Can it even look at him?
It's
I mean, I
it's
will,
mostly
I will
face.
be super happy to make the save when it stands up.
Sure, that's fine.
Okay.
We'll do that.
Mostly face is the episode title.
Mostly face. I have a picture of it I can show you. It's like, its face is like that sunken. It kind of looks like the Scream mask or the Screaming Man.
Yeah.
Oh.
I just imagined a scream mask with like arms and legs.
Yeah.
Like
Horrifying.
in my head, that's.
It looks
Sounds horrible.
looks like.
See, I'm not gonna cheese it by like looking at stat block.
Oh, that
Looks like this.
It's mostly face.
It's mostly face.
It is horrifying. It is less,
to
it is
Twitch
less
chat
cartoonish
if they
than
can
I imagined.
if they can see that.
disgusting.
Yeah.
Oh, that's delightful.
Twitch chat can't really see that, but that's okay.
Wish we could drop an image real quick.
We don't have that
We'll
technology.
do it in post, except we
Doesn't
won't
exist.
forget about
Well, I mean, we won't forget about it. We're just not going to do
We're
it.
just not doing it.
it. We'll add in post like we're not doing it.
All
We're
right.
going to hear him say we should put it in there.
Black screen. We didn't. Cut back.
My
And
death save is
yes, it is your saving throw.
11.
That's a pass. Okay, so that's 1 success. Alrighty, Brahm and Osrius.
Well,
Oh, sorry. I suck at this. You take 5 necrotic damage when you end your turn.
Alright.
So I'm gonna get our 15 away, and I'm gonna pop one of our health potions in Aylar's mouth.
Okay. So you
Glug glug, buddy.
stick a potion.
eat it.
2. 1 plus 2, so 5.
You wake up in Brahm's
Yeah.
arms.
He takes a quick glance around. Oh, we're still here.
Did we win?
No, that's what he says. Oh, we're still here.
All right.
Fading in the background.
So, Osrius, what are you doing?
I am
You just out?
out.
You keep running, or you just like waiting to see?
He's already back in the tavern. Wow, hope those guys made it.
He's joined another adventuring party.
Yeah.
You say it's down like a hallway.
It's like a long staircase.
Yeah, I'm just gonna go to the top of the staircase.
Okay.
While we're there.
All
Just
right.
Far enough where I can see something coming down.
He's back on the mountain he came from.
Yeah.
Well, that didn't work out.
Can I go home now?
This party was great.
You live here now.
Alrighty. So that is Brahmin Osrius. Alright, so Kel, your action. The creature stands up.
Stand it.
Now you take
So,
your roll.
So go ahead.
Constitution save?
Make a Constitution saving throw.
19.
That's a success. Okay. So once again, you avoid this thing's effect as it tries to draw you in.
That is a 17 to hit.
That will hit.
Can't wait for us to get out of this cave and the little girl to go, that's not the big bad thing I was talking about.
Points behind me. That's the big bad
There's
thing.
always a bigger fish.
That is 18 points of thunder damage.
Okay. So you basically just point blank
check
into
for
this
wild
thing
magic.
as it's getting up.
Nope.
Nope. Okay.
Damn, we could really use that right now.
Point blank into this thing's face as it tries to stand up into you, and the thunder damage just like rocks its head back as it kind of staggers. Both its hands pound into the ground as the force of your spell pushes it backwards, and then it gets up again, standing up, and it is going to fix that stare right at you. And
Enjoy that.
actually, it's
This
not
is
going to do
what I
that.
signed up for.
So it like turns its head towards you, and you kind of brace yourself for this this effect from its eyes, and are surprised at the last moment as instead it just like cocks a fist back and takes a swing at you.
Yep.
But the force of your thunder damage pushed it back just enough that it seems like it kind of misjudged, and like you feel the wind as this fist whistles past your head, and like following the swing is like you almost get this smell of like decay passing with the punch, as it just misses punching you in the head, and that is its turn. Which brings us to Walter.
I'm gonna look back and see that he's disappeared around the corner, clearly fighting that thing. I'm gonna try to help the retreat by shooting one of the skeletons. This
All right.
closer skeleton
Roll
with
a
the
hit.
Eldritch Blast. 18 to hit.
That will hit. Roll damage.
D10. 10 points of force damage.
All right, so you just line up an Eldritch Blast which streaks across the area and shatters that skeleton. A spray of like bone bits just like pepper the back of Nula and the remaining skeleton as it just crumbles into nothingness behind her.
These guys are literally like Swiss cheese, and we have just been like putting up wall, like that. Instead of just like punching them
Slowly
once to
walking
death.
away from
yeah. yeah.
Making our way downtown, walking faster.
Alright.
Yeah, I'm just gonna. I can't really do anything else, so I'm just gonna wait.
Okay.
Wait for other people to get through.
Nula, you are up.
Without looking at it, I'm
Okay.
going to throw a javelin.
All right, roll to hit at disadvantage. That's a 2.
Not gonna be
Yeah.
worse than that.
It would be an 8.
Not quite going to do it. So the javelin kind of throw it, and you hear it clatter into the floor behind it.
You hit the little girl over here.
Anything else?
I'm going to run.
All right. So the skeleton, is it 20? I assume hits you.
Yeah.
The skeleton takes it. Right?
Yep.
So you take 4 slashing damage from the skeleton as you run from it.
Damn.
Okay.
The
All right.
skeleton's like,
So the skeletons, or the remaining skeletons up, that one is going to walk to the nearest target, which is Kel. And it's going to take a swing at him. That is a 21.
Hits.
Will hit. So that's going to be
By my back.
7 points of
Thought you were
slashing
falling.
damage.
I
Oh, you had my back.
You didn't get jacked up by a skeleton? What happened?
Basically, just comes as you're like facing down this creature. You hear like a bony foot hit the ground too close behind you, and the next moment your back lances with pain as it slashes across you with this sword fragment and it's clutched in its hand.
Well, it was good to know, Kel.
All right, that's the skeleton.
He was a good man.
Kel, it is your turn.
so it's got real long arms, right?
The creature there?
Yeah.
Yeah. Not like 10-foot reach arms. If that's the question you're
Well,
asking.
that's where it punched me from.
Oh, sorry. He
It's
should
supposed
be.
to be
He
like
should
right
be.
in
Yeah, he would have moved up.
He is up in your face.
He's up in your grill.
I mean, if I move, I'm probably going to die.
You can disengage.
Yeah.
I'm still going to be the closest.
I know, you could probably get past me, huh?
Yeah, you can get past me.
You're going to have a turn.
Disengage.
Fight it.
Nope. Last spell slot. Cast bolt.
All right. Averting.
Nope.
All right. Roll the Constitution save.
That was
That was on a weird angle.
15.
15 is a success. All right.
Wild magic.
Yes.
Nope.
Damn it.
All right. Roll Chaos Bolt.
19.
All right. That hits.
That is 18 points of thunder damage.
All right. Where? What are you doing? What are you doing to this guy? Your punch. Your thunder punch.
Just shoving my hand in his face and firing it off.
He is all face.
He's mostly face. He's like lurching,
You put your hand
looming
in his
over
mouth
you.
and just like
Yeah, just like as low as I possibly can.
Your hand. It feels as if you had placed your hand on like a frozen piece of metal, as all of the warmth is sucked out of your hand as soon as you literally place it on this thing's face, and just. And there is a resounding echo that shockwaves off the wall. The back of the creature's head just explodes outward, and the
Behold
body
the power of defiance.
falls down to the ground,
kill the
dead.
beast.
Okay.
I don't know who's getting the golden D20 today. This guy.
It dies. Anything else on your turn?
I'm the tank.
Pretty much, I'm not gonna lie.
Taylor is going to
Look, you don't need me.
shakily get to his feet
Clearly.
and cast Toll the 10 on the remaining skeleton.
Alrighty.
Wisdom saving throw.
Hang on a second. I don't think it's got the intelligence. Nope, yes it does. Okay. Okay, that is a fail.
Okay.
It has been damaged, so it's a d12.
So it takes 9 points of necrotic damage as he's still leaning very heavily on Brahm.
The sound of the resounding boom of Kel like blowing this creature's head off twists in the air and warps itself into like a dolorous dirge bell as the remaining skeleton basically just like vibrates and collapses into bones on the ground. The chamber goes silent once more. Save
Kel?
for-
He's still alive.
Yeah.
Okay. Great. It's great.
Is this one gonna get up too?
Miller's gonna start staggering over toward it. Not if I've got anything to say about it. He's gonna stagger over and plunge his rapier into it a couple times.
Nothing gets up. The chamber is quiet, save you hear the gentle, kind of tearful noises coming from a scared little girl up the staircase. From Oscars. And I think that is a good place to take.
It's actually
This damn little girl, she keeps crying.
I think that is that's a good place to take our break for the night. So thank you guys for sticking around. We are about halfway to our goal there. So spread the word. If we can get 10 more people watching, we're gonna give away.
Every
10 more
person
people.
finds one person,
mug.
more person, we'll have 20
That's
people.
right. If everybody gets one more
That's how
person.
math
We
works.
survived the storm, so you don't have to.
That's right. They lived. Some of them more closely than others, more narrowly than others.
Deborah, my parents.
Alright, so we'll be back in 5 to 8 minutes, and we will return with the second half of tonight's episode. Thank you. Stick around. We'll see you soon. Hello, welcome back. Thank you for sticking with us during our break. We killed the big bad monster. So, as we return, the chamber at the bottom of this Dwarven Crypt is quiet. The only light coming from the dwindling fire that the strange psychic creature had lit, presumably for the little girl. Osrius, you are at the top of these steps, holding a very distraught young halfling, Mina Turner. The rest of you guys are still down below in a chamber containing the slain corpse of this horrible, soul-wrenching creature that Kel was managed to dispatch with a shotgun blast of magic to the face, and the dusty remains of several skeletons. What are you doing?
Shot up the stairs to Oz. It's Kel killed it. It's all the way dead now.
Aelor is going to lean down and study the features, rolling Arcana. What the hell is this thing?
We'll stay up here.
He has no idea. Absolutely no idea whatsoever.
It was not something the likes of which you have seen or heard of before.
Mula,
Healing?
can you give me a boost?
Sure. Are we sure this is a good idea?
I'm sure that it's not a good idea, but that hasn't stopped us yet.
Okay, he's boosting. I'm investigating the body. That's much better.
Before I boost you, what's your health?
Enough.
Alright.
That is an 18 to loot the body.
Alright. Go ahead and make a perception or an investigation check, Kel, into that pit. Okay. As far as you can tell, it is just a narrow shaft, only just wide enough for that creature to have fit in, which leads from this chamber up somewhere, presumably out, to allow air ventilation. It's not a your knowledge of burial chambers and things of this nature tells you that this is not a necessarily uncommon feature of structures like this, to allow air into these deep underground dwellings. But you do not see anything of particular interest in here. It just looks like the thing was had stuffed itself up in that corner. Based on what the little girl said to you, maybe some force of that other creature's will was pushing it away, and once it died, it was unleashed to come forward and try to kill you. But you don't see, it doesn't look like it had a nest up there or anything like that.
Alright, we're good. It's clear.
Alar, on the body of the creature, does not take you very long. It's wearing nothing but that sort of threadbare remains of this black robe. Within one fold of it, you pull out a intricate metallic key piece to a dwarven lock door.
You got the key for the door.
The room, does it look like it's been accumulating just trash?
So there is the remains of bits and bobs of what looks like furniture and things that maybe were other areas in the tomb or were stored in here that have like decayed over time. But definitely you see that creature seemed to have been like dragging things around and like arranging pieces of debris in a method that is inscrutable to you as to what its kind of purpose was, but clearly was done with some level of intent.
I'll take the closest, most intentional pile to me and see if there's anything interesting in it, I guess.
Go ahead and roll investigation.
I'm not sure I can find a pile. For...
4? Yeah, so you kind of kick over
investigation plus 2. It's actually 6, which is
okay.
bad.
Yeah, you like kick over a moldering piece of wood and you sort of look through this arrangement that it made, but you don't see anything of any particular interest in that specific pile.
Otherwise, I'll just do a quick loop of the room and see if there's anything that matches my company's marking.
Okay.
No.
No, nothing like that.
Hey, Laura, what's your health look like?
Oh, he's pretty tore up. He's about maybe a quarter of as good as he would normally be.
I do 2 points of lay on hands.
Okay.
I'm alright, save it for the kid.
You sure? I don't do 2 points.
I can't stop you. You're a dragon.
Alright, we'll sweep the room, and we're gonna fall back to somewhere defensive. And then we should probably rest for the night.
Are you guys good looking if I go up?
Yeah,
on the
no, wait a minute. He conjures up, Scooter. Scooter, guard the kid. Guard the kid. Okay.
I take Scooter up to Ozar's. How are you feeling?
Pretty tore up.
I do 3 points of lay on hands.
I'm now 8.
Scooter will approach the child and do the weasel.
She kind of is like her head is like buried in Ozra's, so she's sort of crying more softly now. She gives it sort of the little kid like looks at it and kind of
Turns the
wants to pet the little animal, but is still like can't decide whether she's still upset or not. So she settles for like
gonna crawl up Osrius's leg and wrap itself around her shoulders.
I'm gonna put her down and be like, it's okay, child. I think we're fine now.
you set her. Once you set her down, she goes to like she reverts to like holding on to the weasel wrapped around her for comfort. And she kind of looks at me. What happened to my friend?
I look to you. I don't got that explanation.
Can I hear them upstairs? Okay. I'd like to look for something to wrap the head in and shove in my backpack.
Right, I mean, you can pull the cloth off.
Yeah,
the,
yeah,
the
whatever.
dead
That's a good idea.
Other thing.
Yeah, I'll
Sure.
just wrap it, yeah,
Okay.
and then shove it in my backpack.
What?
I will ask her, can I heal you?
What? I don't know what that means.
Just take a moment. I'll help you feel a little better. And I do 2 additional points.
All right.
And then I take a deep breath in. Your friend tried very hard to protect you from the other one you mentioned, but he's no longer with us.
I felt bad for him. He seemed so sad. I know he made the scary guys come back to life, and they were doing bad things, but I don't think it was his fault. I don't think he understood. She kind of...
I
wish
think
we could have helped him.
I think you're right. I don't think he knew what he was doing wrong or bad.
Sniffles a little bit and wipes some snot from her face. I wanna go home.
We're gonna get you home. That's our next task.
Okay. She seems placated enough for the time being. Back down below, somebody said they were sweeping the room.
Yeah.
Okay.
So my investigation check is a 16.
All right. Okay. Roll a D100 2 times.
Okay.
$200. Let's go.
84
Okay.
and 83.
Alrighty. So, you find 2 separate small daggers tucked away within the confines of some of the stuff that it seemed that this creature had been hoarding. One of them is a dirk with a dull purple stone set into the handle.
Okay.
The other is a small, much more rough, basic-looking knife with no particular discerning features to it.
Are they? I assume the dirk might be of a higher quality.
I mean, it seems to be that it's not a super ornate piece of weaponry.
They're both functional though.
They both appear functional.
Huh. Hey, Brom.
Yeah.
This one might be more your style. It's got a fancy with that fancy stone.
Just disappear somewhere.
Okay.
Thanks.
He'll hold on to the more basic dagger and
Does that do any different damage than like a regular dagger?
For right now, it is just a dagger, as far as you know.
he'll stow the other one. And he'll quick look around. Yeah, let's fall back somewhere more defensible. Now I'll make my way up the stairs and see a little girl. She scooted across around. Ah, I see you found my little woozle friend.
She's kind of decided she's shy at this point. She's not really talking to anybody.
All right.
Do you want me to carry you, or do you want to walk on your
She kind of considers for a minute. She doesn't weigh very much, so she's just lifted.
I'll go on ahead a little bit.
Imagine I have a woozle between my horns.
Yep. He's. Let me
So
see.
the kids are calling it these days. Woozle between my horns.
Aylar's got a reason why he calls it a scooter or woozle in this case, but
I assumed it was because you were an idiot. Whatever.
for the kid's sake.
Don't worry, the kid knows you're an idiot.
So you're currently at the top of this set of stairs. To your right is the hallway that leads to that big metal locked door from before. To the left is the passageway that leads to the kind of mirror of this room where you fought the mummy. And then there's like that curved section of catacombs ahead of you on this level.
I think now Alright. I would say we fall back to where the tools were. But that's...
With all the jars.
Yeah, that might not be best. Let me think. Where else?
Herpes?
You just go above ground.
I don't want to be out in the open.
We can be as close to above ground as we can get.
Alright, yeah, let's fall back to the room with the tools. There's only a single entrance, it'll be easy to set watches. Tomorrow before we leave, I do want to check that one door. Maybe make one last sweep in place. Shouldn't take more than an hour or two. Then we'll get out of here. Should be able to make the cabin before nightfall.
Before we go in the room with all the jars, can someone just make sure there's no expired remnants?
Yeah, ALR will head in first. Shift them into one particular corner.
As you guys ascend back through the chambers here, that chamber above, now that you're not in the process of trying to sneak past undead, and you're able to kind of give a little more attention, you see the room, while still largely open and empty, is covered with the similar tableaus that you had seen in the other tomb, depicting at a glance various scenes of what appears to be dwarven life, apparently in this area at the time. It would take some considerable time to sit and kind of study all of this further if you were interested. But it is kind of a detail that you take note of as you're able to more casually pass through on your second trip through that area.
I'll tell them if you guys want to go on ahead. I think we've cleared the path between here and there. I can try to take a note of this tableaus in my book. So, use dancing lights to try to go tablet by tablet.
Not alone. Nobody should be alone here.
I'll stay with them.
Okay.
I was secretly hoping someone would want to stay behind, but wasn't going to say, "Hey, we should do this thing I'm interested in."
Oh, believe me, I'm interested, but I do want to secure that room first. Make sure that's a good defensible spot. We'll set up camp there. I may come back down and join you guys.
I'll break out my book of shadows and start quilling through and trying to copy over the tableaus as best as I can.
Okay. So you guys start that work. The rest of you make your way back up one more level, returning to sort of the branching path. To the left is the way that you guys came in here. It leads to the donut-shaped chamber, the other offshoot room where the shrine to Demathlin that Brom took the stone from is there.
Oh, yeah.
The other path is that steep ramp that leads up, which is the part that you have not been through yet. You guys make your way. You don't run into any undead along your path on the way up. The room contains the shattered remains of the pair of skeletons, which shuffle. But nothing living or reliving comes to meet you as you guys make your way up.
Alright. You three stick around here. I'm going to head back down and get at least one good look at those tableaus before we call that night.
Can I take a short rest?
Sure. So you guys, if you want to do one as well, you can take a short rest in the time it's going to take them to look at those tablets down there.
Sure.
So you're jacked up.
Same with Brom.
No, I'm pretty fit. I don't have a lot of spell slots, but
So short rest gives us. I'm sorry.
If you want to burn
Hit die.
hit die to regain points, you can. Alright, so while they're doing that, back downstairs, by the light of Walter's dancing lights, the two of you spend some time looking at the tableaus, kind of recording what seems to be depicted in them. Go ahead and make Alar joining you shortly after. Go ahead and make a history check. Kel, I think you probably... I think your feature allows you to not even have to make the check.
22.
Your historical thing.
So I just get to know what kind of structure we're in and who made
Oh, okay.
it.
15.
Okay.
6.
6. You're a little shaken from the day, Kelly. You kind of spend your time cataloging what you see and kind of deciding to devote the mental power to interpreting it and studying it further later. But what you guys do get the sense of generally in kind of looking over everything together and talking with one another, you see laid out, after you spend some time looking at these tableaus, you realize that they are in a specific sequence. You realize that you had started your search part of the way through a longer story that seems to be being told, and after a few minutes, you manage to find what is the first plate in the series that tells this story. You work your way around the chamber, following each of these tableaus in order to kind of unravel the tale that has been told by the dwarves who left this place behind. And you discover through the imagery that they leave the story of a clan of farmers and herders in these foothills of the Ujir Mountains. Dwarves who tended mountain goats and raised crops in these lands. You see a lot of scenes of their kind of villages set into the rocky sides of these foothills.
I'll be damned, surface dwarfs.
The story goes on to show the coming of creatures that you realize are the depictions of elves. Their forms much taller, elongated, with their pointed ears giving them away as elves. The elven arrivals you see in this series of tableaus, you see them demanding tribute from the dwarves of this region. You see resistance depicted from the dwarves against these elven oppressors. And you see depictions of armies of these elven figures coming in. Towns, crops, you see are destroyed, burned, overrun by these elves. And many of the tableaus show a people living in oppression underneath brutal overlords. You see depictions of what you take to be dwarven deities. You see them shown weeping and displaying emotions of rage at what they see below. The dwarves are shown ravaging their own homeland under the boot of these oppressive elven figures. And then you see images towards the end of this tale. You see images of the dwarven people of this area gathering in secret in caves beneath the ground where they can hold gatherings of worship and of practice of their own culture. You see depictions of this very tomb, from what you can gather, where they lay their dead to rest, sealing them away from where the elven oppressors can get to them, can get to the riches and the honored resting place that they leave for their dead. The tableaus, the story does not come to any conclusion. The last few plates are blank, unfinished. As if the people who maintained this tomb, the dwarves of this region, never finished it, left the tomb for some reason, or something happened to them. They were never able to complete their work. And that's what you see after spending a few hours studying this area. Walter kind of making some rough sketches of what they look like.
Yeah, mostly trying his best to copy so he can show the other dwarf.
Yep.
Taylor scribbles a few notes. Same story. Same damn story. There's variations on a theme.
Why do you think they stopped?
I'd like to think that they fell back with the other dwarves and retrenched in the Ujur Mountains. The pessimist in me thinks there was nobody left alive that knew where this place is. Maybe lost to violence, maybe disease. When the old empire fell, there was chaos all over for a long time. So many things that were known were lost in forgotten places like this. But you seem a bit more learned than I about this. I pick up tales and I search out rumors for spots like this. You seem to know. You seem to have been trained.
I guess you could say that. Mostly self-taught.
Well, not too much different than me, but I think your self-teaching's a bit more orderly.
Who's to say? Maybe more focused on this in particular. Certainly not as well traveled.
Well, you want to find the good places, you got to be willing to walk.
Just want to find the quiet places. I guess it's time to find out how everyone else is doing.
We should also rest. It's probably close to dawn at this point.
At least get a cat nap in.
Alright, so you guys return. A few hours pass, you guys have been resting, catching a little bit of sleep, if you're able to. The group kind of comes in a little somberly, rejoins you, and you're all together once more in the chamber. You're able to close the door behind you.
Find anything?
Let's just say I understand why the sextant was reluctant to work with the Inquisitor. I'll just show her the drawings from the book.
It's not surprising. Elves have had their boots on a lot of different races' necks for a long time.
Alright, maybe we should all get some rest.
Good idea.
Pack up.
Watches?
I'll take first watch since I've been here.
Alright.
I'll also I'll help you with first watch.
Okay. First watch is you guys taking a full long rest.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll
okay.
take a long rest.
Yeah.
All right. So first watch, killing Brahm. Second watch,
I'll take it.
Ilar. Third,
I'll take it.
Osrius, and fourth.
I'll take fourth.
All right. Go ahead and make some perception checks.
Hey kid, I know some pretty good bedtime stories if you're interested. Since it's been a bit of a crazy night.
Perception was a net 20.
Okay. Cool.
Mine was a 15.
All right.
21.
Okay.
20, not natural.
12.
12. Okay. Mina holding the ferret, kind of petting it. Its celestial nature it tolerates the attentions for longer than any normal animal would.
Yep. Alar's gonna break out that blanket he found back at the camp and wrap it around the child.
So she kind of looks at you from beneath her blanket, holding the ferret. She says, "Do you know the one about the woodsman and the bear? My mom tells me that one."
I don't know if I know the one about the woodsman and the bear, but I do know one about a princess. So, not so long ago, there was a princess. Princess who just happened to also be named Mina. She was quite like you, and she lived in this big tower. She had been locked up in this tower by an evil witch, right? And one day, this handsome man on a horse rides up, and he calls out to her, and he says, "Princess Mina, I have come to rescue you." To which Princess Mina rushes to the window, and she says, "I don't need no man to rescue me." And she ran over, and she kicked the door open. It just blew off the hinges. She ran down the tower, ran outside, hit that knight right in the nutsack, and went, "Yeah!" and went off to take down the patriarchy.
Does the patriarchy exist here?
It does now.
You're weird. Ron, are you sure that's how that story goes?
That is exactly how that story goes, and it is a true story, too.
I love it.
She sees it thoroughly.
All right. Now shut your face and go to sleep.
Would I know the story of the bear?
Probably
Any of us know
not.
the story?
None of you are really from around here.
Okay.
It seems like a pretty like local kind of
Story.
tale.
Like that one.
My mother used to tell me that every night.
Sorry, on my watch, can I like look over like the stick that I have?
Mhm.
Okay. Let me do that.
So, your guys' watch passes uneventfully. Brahm spends a little bit of time kind of distracting the little girl until she's sort of placated enough that she falls asleep peacefully. Second watch was Galar. Your watch, uneventful, quiet. Oz, during your time, once Alar wakes you up, you kind of spend some time. Everybody's sleeping fairly peacefully. You turn this thing over in your hands. It is about 1.5 feet long. It is kind of a narrow, crooked sort of switch of a stick. It has a decent amount of flex to it as you kind of
Like a little bit of
bend it lightly. The wood looks almost as if it had been burnt or charred somehow. It's what gives it its like entirely blackish color. And though it's nothing you can really put your finger on, you have a sense of unease around this item. It just feels malignant somehow to you. And as you're sort of looking at it, contemplating it, you kind of your spidey sense goes off in the back of your head as you feel like a presence next to you. You turn to look and you see that the little girl has woken up, and she's kind of come over and she sits down with you, and she's just looking at you. Look at this item. And she says, "He found it here. They think it's magic."
Do you think this is good magic or bad magic?
I don't think it's good. It's what made the dead guys get up. But I don't think he was doing it on purpose. I think he seemed really confused a lot of the time. I think, I don't know, I think it's bad. The dead guys, they would bring him stuff. That's how I got here. I don't know. Seemed like he just kept talking about colors. He wanted things with colors, and I think maybe they were trying to find it for him. She shakes her head. You should get rid of that. You should burn it up and put it in a deep hole. I don't think it's any good.
I can tell you that it's safe with us for now. And I just kind of stash it away.
Okay.
And I'm going to say it's strange how some of us end up in places where we don't think we need to be, but somehow find a way for it to turn good. And I kind of put my hand out.
She puts like a very small hand in your hand.
I'm gonna be like, you're gonna be okay here. I promise you.
Okay.
And it's like, go back to bed.
Send her off and she goes back to sleep. The remainder of your watch passes without incident. Walter eventually, Osiris wakes you up. So he goes back to sleep.
Mustache.
Anything you're doing on your watch?
I assume the little girl's back asleep.
She's gone back to sleep at this point.
No, I'm not gonna.
Don't wake her up.
There's nothing in
Don't do
particular I
anything.
need to do. I'll just keep my eye on her, make sure she doesn't dig around where she doesn't need to be digging.
Sure. She seems a little restless, as if she's having some unsettling dreams a little bit. She kind of riches around a bit in her sleep, but otherwise doesn't really stir too much. Your watch passes fairly quietly. You catch yourself a few times sort of not being as attentive as you should be to listening for any sounds outside the door, as you kind of sort of find yourself looking over this small girl, thinking back to people in your own life, and finding yourself sort of being drawn away from the present somewhat, but nothing ill comes of it. You kind of reach the allotted end of your watch time and stir the others, and you guys wake feeling much more well rested. Perhaps not as fully refreshed as you might have been, sleeping essentially on the stone floor in the bottom of a Dwarven crypt, but you've had time to kind of dress your wounds and recalibrate your minds from the terrors of the day before. It's hard to gauge from underground, but based on your sort of sense of time from when you went in here, you imagine it's probably after midday at this point, since it was probably close to dawn by the time you finished everything and went to sleep up here. And the remainder of the day is yours.
Alright,
I do want to make a sweep of the rest of this area. I want to see what's in that one room.
Let's go unlock the.
Do it.
Or do we want to come back?
We're already here.
I'm gonna investigate the dirk. See if I can say anything I can determine from it. It's not gonna be great. That's gonna be a 7.
Seems a decently made piece of equipment. You can't really tell anything by looking at it, but you can't escape the feeling that if this is something that creature was hoarding based on its obsession with magic and magical items, you suspect there's probably more to this item than meets the eye.
Anybody here got detect magic?
You?
No, but I got something I could try if I had the materials. I have them here.
Well, I will not.
I can, but I won't.
I see how it is.
You defaced a shrine to Demathlan, the dwarven god
Hey.
of their dead.
He told me to do it.
Glad we're all pointing fingers and not doing anything here.
You did.
Taylor
That was
going to
your choice.
motion to the
Well,
kid.
we're here now, so let's go.
He's gonna head.
If either of you ever do
toward
that
the,
again, I will
door.
light you
He's
up
gonna
like that guy.
stand off.
Try it.
Good distance from it, about 30 feet.
You're really gonna say that? I'm gonna say try it.
Also punch into the next country.
And then we move on.
Yeah, I'm following Alar. I'm with Alar this whole time, just
Blowing
like
out the door.
leaving the situation.
So, Alar kind of takes the little girl away. Walter, like,
Yeah.
awkwardly backs out of the room.
I'm with the girl.
Okay, so you kind of leave. So that kind of leaves the three of you in the room. Osrius sort of like turns a dispassionate shoulder. Anything else? Kel seems quite serious. What are you guys doing?
It's fine. I'm walking out the door. I'm following the rest of the group.
Alright. Okay. So everybody kind of like half of the party like awkwardly leaves. And these two kind of like brush you off a little bit and head out. Leaving you alone in the room. You're done.
I'm gonna follow.
Okay.
Team integrity.
Kill follows along.
So let me show you a little something I've picked up over the years. See this? Kind of heavy, not too bad. A couple pounds. Watch. And you might just learn something. You cast Mage Hand and moves it toward the lock.
Oh, you're dead. You're down. But okay.
Yeah.
The rest of you following him to where he's going to that door.
Yeah.
So you guys pass through. You catch up to Alar, who would like taking her away. She kind of watches wide-eyed as the.
All right. See what I'm doing with my hands? Try it.
She kind of makes a very poor attempt at like mirroring your hands.
It's all right. Try again.
She keeps doing this for a few minutes. She gets very frustrated after a short time.
It's okay. Took me a while to learn too, but remember what I did with my hands. Whenever you get a chance, practice that. Small things, like a comb or a plate. Well, not a plate. A spoon.
Do a plate.
Yeah. Start with a spoon. And
The deep rumble,
okay.
and the metal door just kind of unlatches.
You stay here with Scooter. He's a good woozle,
But he gets a little scared sometimes. Picks up the muzzle, holds it to her, and moves off to the side, kind of watching you guys.
I'm just gonna like put my hands on her shoulder and be like, I'm gonna stay out here, call if you need backup.
We'll go in.
When he gets to the doorway, checks up the traps, rolls a natural 20, so that's a 26 for investigation, so...
Another thing you can see, the door actually did like pop open like an inch when it was unlocked, so you see nothing that gives you pause about going in.
Okay.
The metal door actually swings outward.
Oh, okay.
As opposed to sliding like the others, but it reveals within a very small, no more than 5x5 chamber that is, as far as you can tell, devoid of any specific function or purpose. There's really nothing in it, save for a little bit of debris kind of scattered on the floor.
Why would this be locked? Roll investigation. That is an 18, so you will go in and...
You rummage around for a few minutes. You overturn a piece of flat kind of shale, and you find, partially buried beneath some of the loose stone, a parcel about yay big, wrapped in a heavy, like burlap cloth and tied with string. Very, very old and like decayed from age, but enough that it's covering whatever's within.
Very carefully, he will untie it, treating it. This is the aged thing it is, and
Sort of untie, you fold away the cloth, and you find sitting here a maybe that thick, bound in a blackened, unevenly stitched black leather, a book.
We'll pull out my book of shadows and try to compare them at distance. So I feel that.
very, very slowly and carefully, he's gonna kind of give a test of how it might open, whether it is...
It seems to be manageable, that you could move it and handle it, but it is very, very delicate, very aged and worn and crumbling away. Probably can move it, wrap it up, take it with you. It is not the type of thing that you think you want to be flipping through in this setting.
Oh, this is wonderful. He's gonna wrap it up and place it in his pack. Found a book, might be a history book, might be something else. I don't want to take the time to study it here. It's in delicate shape.
Should let Bartok look it over.
We can get back now?
There was that ramp. Want to check that real fast?
Okay.
So, he's gonna head back and head up the ramp that we didn't.
We're not gonna pass through the Emerald Room, are we?
You had to pass the Emerald Room to get to here, and then coming back up from here, that landing is where you would either go left towards where you guys just spent the night, which that Emerald Room is on that path, or going right is upwards to the ramp to the part of the crypt that you guys have not been through yet.
Text you a secret message.
Okay.
Secret message.
Alrighty. So, you were heading...
Yeah, I'm gonna head up.
Okay.
Once again, you guys keep a bit of distance.
What's everybody else doing? Following
He
along
will
with them?
pause for a minute, head back, lean over and something happens to me. Get it.
Don't need to tell me twice.
I didn't think I needed to.
We're following about half a step behind Taylor.
Walter and Alar, you guys move up this ramp. number of those catacomb alcoves. A few of them actually seem to have collapsed as you pass through. You get nearly to the top of this ramped area. You see that to your right there is a short hallway ending in another one of those stone doors, which is sealed currently.
Okay. Well, save for the big scary thing, this is going much better than the one last year. Checking for traps and not finding anything, especially if there is something there. I don't see it.
It looks like a big stone door in the.
Okay. Locked or unlocked?
Hang on a second.
Okay.
We got room for that.
You do have room for that.
Yay! There's a room.
There's a room somewhere.
But is it the room?
You're tearing me apart, Walter.
No. I was just waiting. Oh, hi, Brom.
We'll use this for now. Go ahead and pull that for me. This can serve as our stand-in. So ignore that staircase there and assume this is where you guys came up that ramp.
Okay.
So you guys are here.
Okay.
And that lifted up dirt patch. All of a sudden, there's a hill in here.
That's for a second. This is the back.
Yeah.
Oh, I killed myself.
Yeah.
Pay no attention to the little girl being a dog.
You'll give the door a try, see if it's locked or not.
It does not appear to be. We get
Real stuffy in this cave.
Real muggy.
Yes, it's real muggy in this cavern.
He'll open up, give some light.
Yep.
So you slide the door open. You throw up a light. Within the room, the first thing that you notice is that this room is not so big as the larger chambers below, but is sizable, perhaps 15-20 feet deep, and seems to be adorned with a considerable amount of detail. It is high, higher than a lot of the other ceilings, nearly 12 feet in height. And you just make out what you believe are a number of stone tableaus as your eyes, as the kind of the light filters into the room and illuminates the floor right ahead of you. You see 3 stone coffins. Lids off, and as the light filters into the room, you hear from around the corners out of your sight.
Crap.
What do you do? About a half a second to make a decision.
Close the door. Okay.
Okay.
But there's tableaus in that room?
Maybe bringing the stick down here wasn't the greatest idea.
There was more than tableaus in there.
What stick?
Do you not have the stick? Alright, so he's got the stick.
Okay.
You don't know that?
I saw 3
I threw it
coffins.
to you.
Their lids were off. I heard something moving in there.
How about we
kill
go
it.
back to the village?
How about we kill it?
Yeah, well, we should maybe not get in a fight with this little girl. Whatever's in there will still be in there.
True.
Do we hear any, like,
Not since he closed it.
Is it important that we go in there?
Don't know. Not sure what's in there.
We have the girl. That was the part we needed.
We have the stick, which was kind of the whole reason we're all here in the first place.
If that's specifically, well, that is what.
We got a few things.
That seems to be what was raising them. So we also have a decision to make.
Can't the stick unraise them?
I tried.
Walter, yeah, Bron tried.
I tried. Didn't
I have not touched the stick.
Neither
Didn't
have I.
think so. I mean, I did just point it at a skeleton and say stop, so doesn't mean that's not.
We'll figure it out later.
Doesn't mean it wasn't user error. So.
I was gonna give it to you when we had a time to look over it, then give it back.
All right. Well,
What are you thinking, Cal?
I'll stay out here with you now.
say what?
I'll stay out here with you now.
I mean, that she's probably in no safer hands, given that you can probably just walk into that room, destroy everything.
Yes.
Okay.
Here's the tank.
All right then.
I'm
willing to go in there and engage what's in there.
Or we could go back to the tech.
Also a good point.
It's a.
Should we take a vote?
I mean, it's a 2-day walk back home, back to the village. What's another 20 minutes in the room?
All right, let's go in a damn room.
Cal, can you watch her?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't care if you guys get themselves killed.
Fine.
He's all moody now.
Let's do it. Nina, you keep watching Scooter.
He kind of has this look on her face like, "Oh, I don't like that you guys are doing this." And she backs away with Kel.
Take her around the corner.
Yep.
Alrighty.
All right. Hey, I can throw open the door. Does anybody want to run in?
Yeah, I'll blow. Okay. Fine.
Only because there's a chance that these things could still get out and terrorize people.
Exactly.
I don't want these things at our backs.
Exactly.
All right. So,
Just want to send some of this stuff
all right. He's going. Would Mage Hand be enough to open the door, or will he have to?
You'll have to physically.
Okay, then he will get up to the door, flatten himself against the side, throw it open to give Oz a clear.
All right. Well, initiative. Ooh.
Of course, I'm gonna blow that on that.
Son of a bitch.
You
Echo?
It's okay.
Roll initiative.
Sorry.
Gee.
Really make me seem like a fool here, Echo. Echo, roll initiative. Alrighty.
No, I'm not here.
Alrighty.
Ooh, tiny room.
Go ahead and slide that over just a scooch.
Does that work?
Actually shift
Need
the
more?
whole thing down because we don't need to see that hallway.
You want
Alright, 25 to 20.
23.
20.
19 to 15.
17.
18.
Oz.
14. I was like, you know what? That's not too bad.
It was.
To be fair, I did roll a natural 20.
Alar.
It's okay.
You slam the door open. Walter's dancing light illuminates the area. No longer out of sight around the sides of the room as the noise and light as you guys entering the first time drew their attention. You see there are two undead creatures standing right in the opening to this door. They are Dwarven. However, they are similar to the one that you fought downstairs. They are wrapped tightly in ceremonial bandages. Their forms slightly better preserved and more desiccated than the normal zombies that you'd encountered. The door opens, the two of them are standing there. And I think it's a good place to stop for the night.
Ooh.
Because it is 9:45.
And it's hot in here.
And it's warm. So, thank you guys for joining me tonight. Thank you, the audience, for tuning in despite our ridiculous technical difficulties during the beginning of the show. Hopefully you will join us again next week, same time, same place. Tuesdays at 7 right here on Proficiency Bonus. If you have missed previous episodes and would like to catch up, you can find us on YouTube. Just search for Tabletop Legends. All of our back episodes are available to watch anytime you so desire there. This episode from tonight will go up next Monday before Tuesday's live stream. I want to thank our sponsor, Marble Moon Studio in the 8th House. Please check them out. They are Shop the 8th House and MarbleMoonStudio.com. You can also check out the 8th House's current...
Been an update to that.
there's an update. We have an update!
The Kickstarter is being canceled.
Kickstarter is canceled.
But if you go to Shop the 8th House Instagram and also possibly website, there has been an update to that, as in that Kickstarter has been canceled, but it's still being funded, and pre-orders are about to happen.
This
Through
is
the
the
shop.
Marble Moon Tarot deck
No.
or the 8th House Tarot deck?
The 8th House Tarot.
Is that Kickstarter still going?
No, that Kickstarter, the 8th House Kickstarter is canceled. Marble Moon hasn't done anything yet with theirs.
There will be tarot decks at some point.
Yes.
Shop the 8th House, MarbleMoonStudio.com.
Yes.
Check them out.
Check it out.
Both
Instagram.
both Shop the 8th House and Marble Moon are in the process of creating super awesome custom tarot decks that will be available for purchase. The 8th House one is like holographic and awesome.
Yes.
The Marble Moon one, I've seen some of the samples from it. It's like super vibrant neon colors. It's like crazy. It's really cool.
Yeah.
Also, if chat wants to vote for...
If chat would like to cast a vote, please do so now. We will take that into account. If anybody has a vote for somebody who was super awesome this week, did something really cool.
Jason. Keep it. I have extra.
I don't care. I don't want it.
Well, you need it.
I have everybody's vote here. Yes. Okay.
Tune in next week, and we're still throwing this pen back and forth.
Alrighty.
It's all fun.
That must have looked great on the tabletop camera. It's flying by.
It's all fun and games until someone's going,
Sorry, I got glasses. It's cool.
Okay. Not that we don't already know who's getting it this week. We have Kel for the power of defiance. We have Kel for not today. We have Nuala for grief counseling.
Oh, hey.
I think that's the second one for grief counseling.
It might be.
Multi-class.
We have
How
Kel.
do you feel?
Kel for most damage to mostly face. Is mostly face our title episode?
Yeah,
It might be.
yeah,
It might be.
He is mostly face.
Kel for super duper magic hands.
Super duper magic hand sounds creepy.
Kel for gnomish determination. So in a landslide,
Well, what did the chat pick?
the chat did not
Didn't
vote,
vote.
but it doesn't
Well,
matter.
God damn.
I always write a DM vote in case I have to break a tie, which I didn't have to, but in case it mattered, I also voted for Kel, but for a different reason. I voted for Kel because I like when we get little snippets of character stuff, and Kel's reaction to the nonchalance with which the tomb was disrespected was very in character, and I liked that. So that was what my vote was for. Not that it matters, because he handily won the golden d20 otherwise. So, Kel, for damage to mostly face, has the golden d20 for next session. Great job tonight, guys. Thank you all for joining us. We will see you next week. I love you, but not in a weird way, just a normal way. Good night. Take us out. Bye.